Sometimes the most extraordinary minds hide in the quietest corners of an ordinary classroom. This is the story of how one unexpected challenge from a teacher forced a brilliant girl to step into the spotlight when she least expected it. With a trembling hand and a racing heart, Maya Brooks was about to discover that being invisible wasn't the safety she thought it was. It was a cage she'd built herself. 12-year-old Maya Brooks moved through Jefferson Middle School like a shadow, quiet by nature, never drawing attention. She sat in the second-to-last row of room 214, near the window, where sunlight filtered through autumn leaves and classmates' chatter blurred into background noise. Maya loved numbers, not simple arithmetic, but the elegant complexity of algebra and geometry. She saw the world in patterns and logic. Her notebooks contained problems she invented herself, mathematical secrets she didn't dare share. No one knew about this passion, not her parents, exhausted from late shifts, nor her classmates who saw only the quiet girl who never raised her hand. It wasn't that Maya feared people. She feared being wrong, being laughed at, shining too brightly in a world that expected nothing from her. Mr. Reynolds, her kind but distracted math teacher, focused more on covering the syllabus than noticing who excelled. So Maya solved equations in her head, concealing her brilliance behind silence, until one Monday morning. "Last week's test was disappointing," Mr. Reynolds announced, holding a stack of graded papers. Maya had aced it as usual and hoped he would simply hand it over and move on. This time, he didn't. "Maya," he said, looking directly at her, "come up here." Heads turned. A boy whispered, "What's she gonna do? She never even talks." Maya froze. Mr. Reynolds scribbled a complex equation on the board, something they hadn't even covered yet. "Let's see if anyone can solve it." He handed her the marker. The room went silent. For a moment, she considered returning to her seat, but something shifted inside her. A whisper. "What if they knew who you really are?" She stepped forward. At first, her hand trembled, the marker squeaking loudly, but gradually the classroom faded away. One variable, one fraction, one step at a time, she worked through the problem. The whispers stopped. A boy straightened in his chair. A girl leaned forward, watching every stroke. In her mind, Maya was at her kitchen table, working by the soft hum of the refrigerator. There, the world made sense. Numbers didn't judge or whisper or laugh. After circling the final answer, she returned the marker to Mr. Reynolds and walked back to her seat, head down, arms crossed tightly. The silence stretched uncomfortably long. "That's correct," Mr. Reynolds finally said. The silence shattered. "What?" someone blurted. "No way," another whispered. A few scattered applause grew into genuine appreciation. "Wait, how did you do that?" Olivia Chen turned to Maya, eyes wide with admiration. "That was insane. You should sit with me at lunch." For the rest of class, classmates passed Maya notes, questions, encouragement, requests for help, but not everyone was impressed. "Guess quiet girls need to show off now," Jeremy muttered as they left class. "Probably a fluke." Later, Olivia found Maya eating alone. "What you did? That was brave. I freeze up just answering in class, and you went up there cold and crushed it." After school, Mr. Reynolds approached her. "You ever think about the math league?" Maya shrugged. "Isn't that for people who belong there?" "You solved a problem no one else could touch," he said. "I think you already belong." She wasn't ready to answer, but something long hidden began to stir inside her. The district math challenge arrived sooner than expected. Maya almost didn't go. What if Jeremy was right? What if her moment at the board was just luck? The competition took place at Lincoln Academy, with its marble floors and echoing hallways. Maya felt out of place among confident students in sharp uniforms. "You okay?" Olivia asked, appearing beside her. Her presence was the only familiar comfort. When the proctor said begin, the numbers returned. Maya forgot everything else. Her pencil moved steadily through each problem. At the final question, a difficult geometry proof, something clicked. She smiled. Later, when scores were posted, Maya's name topped the list. First place, Advanced level. You beat Lincoln's top student? Olivia grinned. That's huge! But Jeremy's bitter comment struck hardest. Guess even charity schools can get lucky once. This time, Maya turned to face him. It wasn't luck. I earned this. That night, she showed her parents the certificate, white paper, gold seal, her name in bold. You won, her father said softly. Her mother pulled her into a tight hug. I'm proud of you. So, so proud. Something had changed, not just how others saw her, but how she saw herself. In the weeks after, Maya was no longer invisible. She became that girl who won the district challenge. Classmates who'd never spoken to her sought help, trying to discover who Maya Brooks really was. It overwhelmed her at first. She still preferred quiet and safety, but being truly seen, that was something she couldn't ignore anymore. Mr. Reynolds gave her a brochure. Summer math camp, national level. They only take 10 students from the state. I don't know. Maya hesitated. You do, he said gently. You just don't believe it yet. That night, she showed her parents. Bills stacked near the microwave, her father with grease under his fingernails, her mother in damp scrubs. It's not free, her mom noted. I could try for the scholarship, Maya offered. They said I have a shot. Her mother's eyes met hers. Do you want this? Maya nodded. I think I really do. They didn't promise anything, but her mom helped write the essay, and her dad found a printer for the application. Maya spent days writing about why she loved math, what it meant to feel invisible, and what it felt like to finally be seen. When the thin white envelope arrived, one sentence stood out. We are thrilled to offer you full admission and a full scholarship. Her mom cried. Her dad smiled. I knew you'd do it. At school, Maya started tutoring anyone who needed help, even those who had once laughed at her silence. She didn't hold grudges. She knew what it felt like to be small. Even Jeremy approached her desk one day. I bombed the last test. Think you could help me? She considered turning him away. Instead, she pulled out a chair. We'll start with basics. Thanks, he said, eyes wide. Just try not to be a jerk this time. He smiled, embarrassed. Deal. In helping others, Maya found a new rhythm. Her fear of being wrong faded. She understood that strength wasn't about perfection. It was about showing up when it was scary. Before leaving for math camp, Jefferson Middle held its academic showcase. Maya was asked to speak. At first, she refused. Speaking in front of so many people felt more terrifying than any equation. You have to do this, Olivia insisted. You're the reason half of us started actually trying in class. I don't know what to say, Maya admitted. Say what's real, Olivia replied. That's what people need to hear. Maya rewrote her speech until it felt authentic. On showcase night, she stepped into the light with trembling hands. My name is Maya Brooks, she began. And for most of my life, I didn't think anyone saw me. The room quieted. I used to think being quiet made me safe, but staying silent doesn't protect you. It just keeps you from being known. Her voice steadied. I love math because it makes sense when nothing else does. For a long time, I kept that hidden. I didn't think it mattered. I didn't think I mattered. She found her parents in the third row, her mother's eyes shining, her father sitting tall. But someone gave me a chance. They saw more in me than I saw in myself, and it changed everything. I'm not afraid to be seen anymore. The crowd erupted when she finished. That, Mr. Reynolds said, was braver than anything you've done on a whiteboard. Summer came quickly. As Maya boarded the bus for math camp, her parents stood waving, her mom holding back tears, her dad giving one firm nod that said everything words couldn't. At camp, she was surrounded by brilliance. Imposter syndrome crept in during quiet nights. But she didn't fold. She asked questions, made mistakes, learned. Most importantly, she made real friends. Not because she was smartest or quietest, but because she was honest, curious, and kind. She realized everyone there had felt invisible at some point. She wasn't alone. By summer's end, Maya had presented a combinatorics project, earned recognition for creative problem solving, and was invited to apply for a university mentorship program. She said yes. When school resumed in fall, Maya walked different halls. People didn't just recognize her. They smiled, asked about her summer, told her they'd started liking math because of her speech. Ready for the next level? Mr. Reynolds asked. Always, she replied. Olivia reserved her a lunch seat. Math Mentor Club. You're co-leading. I already signed us up. Maya laughed genuinely. Of course you did. And Jeremy? He still struggled, but now asked for tips instead of mocking her. Sometimes he stayed to help others who were falling behind as he once did. The quiet girl had become a leader in her own determined way, someone who knew how to listen, how to help, and most importantly, how to believe in herself. 10 years later, as Maya walked past room 214 one final time, she peeked in and smiled at the empty classroom. She could still see herself there, head down, heart full, unknowingly on the edge of everything. She closed the door gently. Down the hallway, laughter echoed, possibility breathed, and Maya Brooks walked forward, proof that sometimes the quietest voices leave the loudest legacy.